Good morning everybody. I'm going to try and show you how to engineer a very simple quilt block. I've got the design loaded up in the machine. I've stitched the first colour, which is a simple square. I placed a piece of wadding on the top of that, stitched the second colour, which stitches the square again, and another square in the middle. Around the very edges I've trimmed away the batting. That is really important because it will keep the bulk out of the seam. Before I forget, let me tell you what I've got actually in the hoop. This isn't stabiliser. It's a piece of a very old, thin, well-worn and well-washed duvet cover. I've found this is fabulous for doing this job and it's a great way to recycle something that would otherwise be thrown away. So I'm going to put this back into the machine and I'm going to cover that central square with a piece of fabric. I'm using a patterned fabric for the centre of these squares and a plain for the outside. I'm just going to make sure it covers the square and overlaps just a little bit all the way around. The next colour will stitch that in place. This square is about 12 centimetres square fabric, and I'm doing the 200mm, the 20 centimetre square design. So that's now stitched in place. The next process is to piece the border around the edge of this. So I've got a strip of black fabric. This is about 6 centimetres wide. I'm going to place that. It would be face down, but as I'm using plain, it doesn't really matter. Face down along the top of that square. And I'm going to trim across that. Stitch across that. And then I'm going to cut that off like that. I'm not going to bother with that for a moment because I'm going to do exactly the same across the bottom. Face down so that it will stitch a seam across the bottom. I'm going to cut that off again. Now we flip those towards the edges of the hoop and you'll see that covers the edge of the wadding with about 1 centimetre to spare. The next colour will hold this in place and we'll stitch all the way down here, hold them all together. There we go. And the next colour will do exactly the same on the left hand side. Just make sure everything's smoothed into place. Now we move over to the right hand side again and we add a strip of our plain fabric, again face down to go all the way down the side of there. I find it's easier to have a strip cut to the width of the fabric and cut it off as I go. I'm not very keen on having lots of strips cut precisely in advance. Trim that off at the bottom and do the same on the other side. Sorry, it would probably have been easier if I'd stitched this with white thread so that you could see it showing up, but I do want to use this quilt block, I don't want to spoil it. Incidentally, this is ordinary sewing thread and I've got ordinary sewing thread in the bobbin. Now, let's trim that off. And I'll try and show you what we've got so far. If we take those back, you'll see we've got our block now covered with fabric. This is ready to back and to quilt. So I'm going to stop this video. I'll start again for that one.